Fairplay Studios brings a new entry to the roguelike genre with a theme of Welsh mythology in the land beneath us. Fairplay's newest title has you playing as a robot named USH-001, or as he likes to be called, Sven, who finds himself in a strange world with his creator having been kidnapped to an underground world known as Annwn. Wanting to find the creator and regain his memories, Sven, accompanied by a comedic PC who uses emojis in most of their dialogue, sets out into the 4 continents of Annwn to recollect the soul pieces of his harvested creator and find out more about his past, as well as hunt down 7 lords that rule Annwn with an iron grip. Annwn is set within 4 continents with various parts of them to explore. Your goal in each part of these continents is to traverse through 30 floors, with every 10th floor having a mini-boss for you to battle. I was surprised by the twist Fairplay has given to the land beneath us roguelike style of gameplay. Instead of running around towards your enemies slashing through them until you eventually die, you instead traverse each floor one step at a time as if you were a chess piece on a chessboard. I found this quite a creative way to play through the game, and I don't remember thinking about chess of all things when playing a game like this. It took me numerous times to plan out my next move in the hopes that my next one will not result in Sven's death. When fighting enemies themselves, you'll be given a warning as to when their attacks will hit you when a tile in front of you turns yellow. Oftentimes, there will be multiple tiles like that turn yellow around an enemy or a group of them that are close to you, which gives you a limited amount of space to dodge their attacks. At first, I had to grin and bear some damage in order for my next attack to hit an enemy, but as I unlocked more abilities during my playthrough of the game, I didn't find myself doing this too often, much to my relief over the fear of my run suddenly ending. Players can also skip their turn if they don't think they can do anything currently, or analyze a tile or enemy. When I know my attack will hit an enemy, the tile will turn red, and it gave me more time to think for a moment to plan out my attack and dodging what the enemies have in store for me. Whether it'll be small skeleton minions who only attack at whatever's in front of them, or plants that instead of attacking at a yellow tile, they will temporarily turn tiles purple and fire poison at Sven that lasts multiple turns. Poison tiles aren't the only thing players will have to worry about, and some tiles tend to have traps that will also damage Sven in multiple turns, such as lava tiles that will burn him. Sven can take down Annwn's monsters in a multitude of ways from the weapons and relics he can find on some of the floors. Each floor has a certain theme to them, stemming from the gates players go into once they clear a floor of enemies, such as gold gates, that Sven could collect to buy new weapons from the weapons merchant, opening weapons or relics chests found among floors, or to upgrade them from the charismatic and strong blacksmith. There's also souls gates that work similar to the gold gates, only Sven will instead collect souls, the land beneath us other type of currency. There are also weapon and relic gates, with the relic gates allowing Sven to get stronger during current runs. Whether it's to bring Sven back to life when he dies, giving him more damage to enemies, allowing him to apply your shield, or even jump behind enemies to damage them. The relics were lifesavers for me when traversing through Annwn, and I would have died sooner in my playthrough without using them a lot. Each relic also has color depending on how rare the relic you can find has, with purple being a rare relic, while black is a bit normal, but still useful. Meanwhile, weapon gates allow Sven to find a weapon after clearing the floor, which gives him certain abilities such as hitting an enemy or object a few tiles away from him, like the pistol or the Longius trident. Out of all the ones that I've used, the weapons gate was my favorite gate to go through. Other abilities include giving Sven overkill damage on an enemy, heal himself when damaging an enemy, or when he clears a floor, as well as knock an enemy back. Picking up a weapon gives Sven the opportunity to equip it in either 4 directions, and finding the same weapon to use at the same direction will instead upgrade Sven's weapons instead of replacing it, with his weapons abilities becoming stronger with each upgrade, as well as unlocking new abilities when Sven reaches the maximum level for the weapon, such as more health or more damage to an enemy. There are also boss gates that players will travel through various points in their run, with a mini boss gate appearing on every 9th floor to lead players into a boss fight on the 10th. This is also the same with a gate leading into the final boss on floor 30. However, every 28 floors, you will also have a healing stone floor that regenerates the player's health before they go and take down one of Annwn's evil lords. Clearing an area in Annwn will also allow players to go back and do a new run, with world customization added so players can try a harder run than before. At various points, players will also encounter an event gate in which Sven will meet several NPCs, such as an aforementioned blacksmith, who each having unique personalities as they chat to Sven whenever he comes by, such as the weapons and relics merchant, as well as their darker counterpart, the black merchant. Like with weapons and relics, the black merchant will give Sven stronger weapons or relics, in exchange for Sven giving him a certain amount of his health. The higher the price of life, the better the weapon or relic Sven will get. There's also the enhancer, who upgrades your relics similar to the blacksmith, only she does it for free while the blacksmith requires a certain amount of gold to upgrade. With her unique design and helpful enhancements to my relics, she was my favorite NPC visit during my runs, more so than Sven's companion, the main PC, made by the creator, who keeps watch over Sven during his travels. Although funny with the chat speak that the PC displays, I can tell that certain players get annoyed by the way they speak and the emojis they display. Compared to the helpfulness of the NPCs in Annwn, the enhancer was a major lifesaver for me, especially during the first few tries during the dungeon. Without her abilities, I would have been struggling throughout some of these floors and I would have definitely died. Sven's abilities don't just stop with relics or weapons either. Players will also have the ability to teleport or use chip system after completing the first area. The former ability allows Sven to teleport with a cooldown timer activating shortly after, which I found pretty useful when I was pushed into a corner by a horde of enemies or by one of those bosses, which gave me perfect opportunity to escape their damaging grasps. Meanwhile, the chip system allows Sven to do an additional move. Examples include self-healing, using knockback on the enemies around Sven, or fire a ranged fireball attack at an enemy in front of Sven. Players can activate these abilities after doing a set of combinations, but they don't have to worry when it comes to activating them, as they may often do so accidentally during the middle of a fight, as I did a couple times on each floor. But I wasn't annoyed by this. In fact, I was glad when a chip was activated for me. But the chips that I mentioned just don't end there. Throughout their travels and on, players will be able to find more chips during their adventure, and with enough souls, they'll be able to upgrade them, as well as Sven himself through the hub world Soul Tech Station. Such upgrades give him the ability to carry even more relics, increase the range of his teleport ability, or give him starting weapons in each run. Players can also spend souls at Ann's office. Ann is a mysterious man wearing a deer mask who appears to be friendly to Sven, but may have a sinister motive in his quest with getting back to the creator's soul. Ann can also give Sven benefits, such as allowing NPCs in the underground to give Sven more advantages in his quest, like reducing health costs for the black merchant, or adding more weapons to other merchant stores, as well as reducing costs for the blacksmith upgrades. When you vanquish a lord, however, you will get a permanent upgrade, which you can give to either Ann or the main PC, who quickly becomes distrustful of Ann and wants Sven to do the same. Ann, meanwhile, reacts the same way to the PC, with players having to choose which upgrades they want Sven to get from either of them, and side with them in the process to get one of the game's multiple endings. Although I'm going to be honest, I really like Ann out of the two more. I had a tough but fun time when playing Land Beneath Us. It does well showing off its Welsh roots, and it helps with the excellent pixel art landscapes each floor has. Each enemy tends to have a pattern of attacks that I followed sharply, yet in this process, I would still get hurt from them time to time, since I didn't watch where I was going thanks to the enemy pulling one under me. Yet like other roguelikes, I got back up when I died and tried again, excited for another run into Annwn. Although I seldom encountered glitches throughout my time with the Land Beneath Us, one such glitch I encountered was that at times, the overkill abilities didn't tend to activate for me, landing me in a hot spot in the process that almost cost me my current run in Annwn. Regardless, my deadly adventures in the underground world to search for the creator's soul was still a fun one, as I spent most of it being as careful as I can be when clearing the chest-like floors. Noisy Pixel is giving The Land Beneath Us an 8.5 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Noisy Pixel is a group of gamers who work hard to deliver news, reviews, previews, and more. Please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content. See ya, nerds.
Noisy Pixel.